Hello, so today I thought it would be great to share with you a video just giving you a couple of other kind of top tips to become happier. Habits that will make you happier, and once those habits have made you happier, that will make you more successful. So the first thing I want to talk to you about today is the critical voice inside your head, and I think we all have it. I know that I do, and I think we all listen to it sometimes. The little voice that kind of goes, oh, you can't really do that, you know, do you really think you're up to that? Maybe you should just kind of, sit down and chill out with a glass of wine instead of trying to build a business, it'll only fail anyway, so, don't waste your time, just, take it easy instead. And I think quite often we have that voice in our head, and actually that voice is from a neuroscience perspective, that voice from an evolutionary purposes was there to help us stay safe. It was there to help us survive. So it was there to make sure that we didn't take unnecessary risks, and that we proceeded with the right level of caution, in our kind of back in our cavemen days probably. So it's a little bit out of date now. And actually, it's not something that's particularly helpful for us because it's not real fear. We know that there's no danger to be had in some of these things that we want to do. But that little voice keeps us safe, makes sure we feel a little bit afraid of doing something, and to stop us doing it. So it's kind of, we've evolved that way. It's the reason for it was to keep us safe. We don't need to stay safe because it's kind of it's imaginary danger to us these days. But still, it feels the same, and that little voice feels the same sometimes. And when things feel a little bit scary, you actually feel that fear, even if we know that there actually really isn't any danger in anything. So I was talking to somebody recently, and they gave me a great technique, and I wanted to share it with you, for getting rid of that critical inner voice. Whether that little voice is saying don't do something, or whether it's saying actually you looked a bit stupid then, didn't you, when you did that. So whether that little voice is being critical, or whether it's preventing you doing something, or whether it's just generally making you feel bad. A great way to deal with the little voice is to imagine it almost as like the devil on your shoulder. So the little voice is kind of sat on your shoulder, and you literally, when you hear that voice in your head that goes, yeah, but you can't really do that, and that wasn't very good, was it? Oh, that was really embarrassing. Oh, you should be mortified. Imagine what everyone is thinking. You actually kind of acknowledge the little voice. You go, oh, okay, and turn and have a little chat. I hear you. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. I appreciate what you're doing. But now you can fuck off, and then flick the devil off your shoulder. So you don't have to use the F word. You can say something a little bit more polite if that's what you want. But that's what I do. When I hear that voice in my head now, it's really resonated with me. When I hear that voice in my head now, I will actually think of it as, it's the devil on my shoulder. Appreciate what you're doing, but you can fuck off. And so I've learned now, it's really helped me be bolder, do more things, and actually care less about what other people think. And it's made me happier because it's made me listen to what's real. And actually, by calling it out sometimes, by calling out that voice in your head, it does make it feel a lot more real, and it does really help. It does really help you realise how ridiculous it is sometimes. So the whole kind of I've done something really embarrassing. Everyone's going to be thinking about this. Everyone's going to be talking about it. They're all laughing at me. Actually, realistically, what you've done can't be that bad. And actually, by calling out what you've done and calling out what the devil on your shoulder is saying, sometimes it really puts it into perspective. So you think, actually, yeah, that's not right. And I know that's not right, and I'm not going to have that. So the next time you hear those critical thoughts in your head, listen to them, call them out, and flick the devil off your shoulder. Thank you very much. That's not helpful to me now. I don't need you. Goodbye. And actually doing that, it really does help, and it really does help you move forward. So the next kind of top tip, or the next extra tip that I wanted to give you, is around your comfort zone and doing new things. So quite often, when things feel scarier for us, it's because we're not in the habit of doing scary things. So when I say scary things, I don't necessarily mean a bungee jump or jumping out of an airplane or anything like that. I just mean sometimes we get stuck into a routine of doing the same thing day in, day out, and actually we don't get challenged. And when we don't get challenged, we move much more firmly back into our comfort zone, and then moving out of it feels like a really big leap. So a great way to avoid kind of getting in your comfort zone or to get you out of your comfort zone is to just do new things. So you don't have to dramatically change your life. I'm not suggesting anything like that, but just something as simple as driving a new way to work, or walking to work instead of driving to work, or parking somewhere different and walking to work, or if you don't work, going for a walk somewhere different that you've not been to before, trying a sport you've never tried, going to a restaurant you've never been to. There's so many things that you can do, but the idea really is to try something new so that you get used to that novel experience, and then your brain will start to recognise that you do that more frequently, and it becomes less scarier. And actually novelty is something that's great for us from a happiness perspective, because novelty really sticks in your brain. So from a neuroscience perspective, if you do something new, your brain really notices it. So you know how you kind of, if you drive to work, you're always on autopilot and you don't really think twice about it. Actually your brain's just switched off and it's in a whole world of its own. If you're doing something new, your brain's really focused, and so it feels novel, and so your brain pays more attention to it, so there's more meaning attached to it, and so you feel happier. So I hope you enjoyed the couple of additional tips from today. Thank you so much for listening. Go to my Facebook page for more, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks very much. Bye.